Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. And today is just another amazing interview for the I Am My Biggest Fan family. And for the ones that don't know, I am Blangelica. I am founder of I Am My Biggest Fan and store owner of Blangelica's Boutique. But amazing news. We have the beautiful Robyn Michelle with us tonight. And she is an author, she is a speaker and encourager. And don't we love the empowerment and the self-love, the resilience and all that? So I want to welcome to the stage right now, Miss Robyn. Miss Robyn, can you please tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yeah, thank you. It's really nice to be here today. A little bit about myself, how I became to be an author and a motivational speaker, and I do some life coaching too, is because I wanted to encourage and empower other people to know that they can be the most resilient people they know. We all have struggles, we all have stories, we all have had ups and downs, and sometimes we just get stuck in those moments and don't know how to move forward. And I want everyone to always know there's a way forward. And I've learned this through my own personal experience. I was in a mentally, verbally abusive marriage for 16 years. And then my second marriage, my husband had an affair and he left me for another woman. And so it was through that despair and moving through it and being resilient through it that found myself wanting to take my experience and share it with others so they can know whatever it is they're going through, that there's a way forward and they can be resilient as well.
That's beautiful. It's amazing because when we are aware that these challenges that come into our lives that are going to teach us something bigger and brighter and better for us. And at times we don't understand it, but it's not giving up. It's just keeping ourselves always empowered to become the best version. And I love that. I'm very proud of you for sharing that with us. Thank you. Where are you currently residing?
I'm coming to you from Carolina Beach, North Carolina. And I actually moved here 3 years ago after my husband's affair because I needed to be away from the environment that I was in where I felt so hopeless. And I have my entire life wanted to move to North Carolina. My grandparents lived here, so I knew this was a place that I could come. I could focus on myself. I could find healing. And 3 years ago, that's what I did. I moved here. That's when I wrote my book. I focused on myself. I intentionally didn't date for 2 years so that I could focus on myself. And that was the best time.
Oh, I love that. I could resonate with you. When I left another, well, not another. The first one was very toxic too. That was abusive. The second one was toxic. And I said, I'm done. I gave myself 2 years. So that resonates so much. And it's so powerful to let yourself just come back home to yourself and enjoy that time that we need to just come back to us.
Yeah, it was a great time of self-discovery. I started, experimenting with different hobbies and interests and just discovering more about myself. I did that through exploration and I also did that through journaling. I think journaling is very healing as well. And so those are the two things that I focused on. And through that, I really got into the self-love and love in action and doing things independently, living authentically. The more we love ourselves, the more comfortable we feel being authentic and the more our confidence grows. And I just really want people to know that.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That is really, really beautiful. I think self-love is the most beautiful gift you could ever give yourself. And why
Mhm.
not start little steps? It doesn't take that much, but just sometimes we are on the go, 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 and we forget to take care of ourselves before we can even take care of others. And yeah, I learned that the hard way. So it's so beautiful to share this love with you. So let me ask you a question. What was like your personal turning point that led you to begin that journey that you said, you know what, this is it?
My turning point was so after my husband's affair, I was living in my friend's house. I didn't have an apartment yet. I had left our house, but I didn't have an apartment, so I was living with my friend for about 2 months. And I was so grateful that they took me in. But during that time, I went through a Great Depression time period, and there were days I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to talk to anyone. And I didn't. And I knew that was okay to like embrace my feelings in the time period that I was in, but I also knew it was important not to stay there. That's not a place we want to stay. We need to move forward. And in that time, when I did the journaling, it was a lot of self reflection. And what I thought to myself is, how can I take what I've gone through and I have to go through it. Like the most devastating words that were said to me during that time is the only way out is through. It's so accurate. But when you're in that time, it's the last thing you want to hear because you don't want to go through it. You don't want to move forward. You just want to skip to the next part, the good part, right? But in that time is where growth happens. So as I'm journaling and I'm reflecting, I think to myself, as I'm moving through this, how can I take this experience and not only grow myself, but help others as well? That was the biggest turning point for me.
I love that. And that brings me to the next point that I've been wanting to ask. If you meet someone that currently is in a broken position, it doesn't matter what type of position it is. A broken is broken, pain is pain, and at different levels, we understand that pain is a meaningful thing and we should go through it.
Mhm.
But if someone feels broken and lost right now, what will be one thing that you will want them to know?
I would want them to know actually a couple of things that it's okay to feel that way, not to compare your pain to anyone else's. There's a lot of that. I believe people are thinking, well, what they're going through is so much worse than what I'm going through. And so that diminishes what we feel. But what we feel is true to us, and we have to embrace those feelings and we have to go through them. And it doesn't devalue how you feel. Everyone's feelings are valid. So I'd want them to know that, but also that there is a way forward. And when whatever situation you find yourself in, it's not a place where you have to stay. There will be brighter days, but we have to also be intentional about that. It's not just going to happen on its own. We have to do the healing work. So we have to do
Yes.
the journaling and the self-reflecting, and we have to do the positive affirmations and surround ourselves with people that will be uplifting and encouraging. Read the books, go to the therapy, do the things.
Yes, go in nature, walk, breathe, take a breathe.
Yes.
Say no, take a bath.
Meditate,
I'm a
pray, whatever it
fanatic.
is.
I'm a fanatic of self-love bath. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like the best thing I discovered when I was doing my healing. And now it's like it never stops, right? Because you never know when you're gonna receive a challenge. And the more you do for yourself, the more you see that amazing changes in life. And I would not do it any other way, but just to come home back to
Yeah.
me. And
Yeah,
that's
and the more you see the value and the importance in it and how it's helpful. For me, it was going for walks when I was going through that. I went for a walk every single day. I didn't want to, many days. I didn't want to, but I did it. I wanted to be outside in nature because I knew that that was healing for me.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. What does empowerment look like for you in this season of life?
Mhm. Empowerment is, I think, just living authentically. It was really hard for me. I was always a people pleaser. And I think so many people are like so worried about what other people are going to think. And it's
Mm.
really hard to get past that. So the most empowering thing for me is to stop worrying about what other people think, to as long as I'm making decisions that align with my values and my goals and I'm being authentic, that is all that matters.
Thank you. That's beautiful. How does self-love has transformed your relationship, maybe within yourself or with others, business and daily life?
Greatly, mostly through, so I took 2 years off from dating after, I went through all of that, and when I started dating again, I feel like that's where it shows the most. I was so incredibly particular. I would go on one date with somebody and immediately know they weren't the person. I had a lot of first dates. Didn't have very many second dates at all. And some people would be like, "Well, you're just being too picky." But I'm like, "No, I'm not being too picky. We know what we deserve." I mean, nobody's going to be perfect, but at the same time, we get to decide what we're going to accept and what we're not going to accept and set those boundaries and be particular because we deserve it. So that's, I think, where self-love shows the most. I value what I'm looking for in a relationship, and I wasn't going to settle for anything less than that.
Period. And you shouldn't. You should not. I mean,
And nor should anyone.
yeah, no, 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 it's not negotiable. One of the things I expressed that I shared today with my community on my Facebook, it's 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 beautiful when I went through uh, my past relationship. We loved each other, but we have different goals.
Mhm.
And I said, no, I don't want a companionship. I want a relationship, a partnership where I could just be that best version of me that my heart and my soul and my body and my mind is still craving for. So if it's my mind and my body and everything it's craving for, it already exists. So why do I have to settle for less? And I took that opportunity and I said, I love you, but this is what my life is. And
Mhm.
he gave me that opportunity, and I'm so proud of you for that. And like you said, this is for everyone, and we share common stories of ourselves. But in reality, we're here sharing our story because I know it could help so many people in their life. And it's okay to let go, and it's okay to heal and embrace that love and come and celebrate yourself again and do continue to do it. Continue doing it until you fulfill that life that you suddenly deserve. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Um, how did healing and self-love shift your relationship with money?
I've always been a saver. But what it did do though, so I was a saver, but I just put it in a savings account. I didn't really think about money that much. But actually, when I started focusing on my self-love, I started thinking more about my future and my financial future. So then I just became more, I intentionally sought out education on financial
Mm.
um, knowledge because I wasn't smart enough to like know to invest and where to invest and where to save and how to save and budgeting and things like that. I just, you know what I mean? I kind of went with it from week to week and it was fine, but it wasn't great. So what I did was I just wanted to become knowledgeable so that I could set myself up for a comfortable, secure future. I feel like, especially being a single female, that's something that even weighs heavier on us sometimes is our financial security because we don't have other people to rely on. Not that we want to rely on anybody, but different people in different situations, single household incomes, things like that is a reality. And then when you find yourself one day not having that security, then it's like, well, now what do I do? I don't ever want to struggle again. So how can I make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And creating a plan and self-development, it helps so much. Um, and I love when people ask for like free resources on different diversity of programs that there is for them to just take ownership of themselves back and say, "Oh my gosh, yes, I got it. I could make this happen."
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you could share one wealth building mindset, which we were just talking about, just creating a plan, restructuring how you're probably managing your money, but how did that really change your life?
Well, what I found is that so now I moved to the beach, right? Things are a little bit more expensive down here. So I did want to become more financially literate, but I really had no choice because I'm paying twice as much money for rent down here than I did from where I moved from and things like that. It changed my life because I know I can count on myself and it's going to be okay. And if I had any advice to give somebody who has nowhere to that has no idea where to begin, like start with the 50-30-20 rule and create a budget and then go from there.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Yes, and that's so important. It's so amazing. So tell us where can people contact you?
I have a website. My website is robynmichelle.life. And on my website, they can learn more about me. They can reach out to me. They can find my book and they can book a free 30-minute conversation if they're interested in coaching. I also have an Instagram page. It's Robyn Michelle Author and a Facebook page. It's just Robyn Michelle.
Perfect. I love that. Do you have any current, well, you just mentioned the 30 day, that will be your offer right now that you're currently 30 minutes with the coaching and oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that's great. You could show them the way. You could show them the way. Amazing.
That's right. Yep.
If you could describe yourself, um, what really makes you happy?
What makes me happy is just knowing that I can be myself, just being my authentic self. And I feel like I've had people tell me when I was like dating and stuff like that, like, well, you come off really confident. And I'm like, well, I'm just being myself unapologetically. And I want
I
everyone
love
to
that.
do that. Yeah.
Yes, and why not? And everybody should. Everybody should. And I let me tell you, at times I went through stages where um but it was limited beliefs. And I said, no, if my heart is telling me to go back to the authentic, and why do I want to silence myself? No, and I
Mhm.
started expressing more and more and more until I don't shut up anymore. You're
And
probably
if they
gonna
don't like it,
slap me.
that's okay.
That's awesome. I love
You're
that.
being true to yourself.
Yes, why not? Why not? And so if you could finish this sentence for all of us here, the world needs more of.
I would use the word vulnerability. I think that's
Mm.
what brings people together. People can connect with each other, know they're not alone. If we would just be more vulnerable and not be afraid to share our stories.
Oh, yes, yes, share the stories. And that's what we're here, everyone. For the ones watching the replay, comment below replay. You could see that stories really do matter. And we're here just being vulnerable with you, telling us where we come from and what we're doing to change the world. This is for you, for me, and for all of us. We're here on this together. And we're so amazed to have Robyn Michelle share her story with us. And thank you so much, Robyn, for being here with us. And again, for the ones that don't know me, I am Blangelica. I am founder of I am my biggest fan and store owner of Blangelica's Boutique, helping people globally to become their biggest fan through self-love, empowerment, healing, and wealth. And why not? Why not join us on the next chapter of special guest speakers? Thank you so much, Robyn, for being here with us today. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.